Hello, creeps.
All right, welcome back to Fright Night Flicks. You're here with Dan and Darren.
What's up, and welcome back, guys.
Welcome back. Today we are reviewing the 2022 Scream.
Hello, Sidney.
Hello there.
Have to say, absolutely hate when they use the same name.
Dude, this thing was so hard to find.
Yeah.
I had the hardest time of trying to find this stupid movie. I mean, I may have been going through places that aren't normal.
Legal?
Yeah, I don't know how to say it without saying that.
I just hate when they use a name. Everything you look up will pull you to the first, and then you have to use the year. Just annoying. Just throwing it out there. Don't do that. That's
Yeah,
all.
but you know why they did it, right? Because this is like a remake-ish.
A recquel.
It's a recquel. I just didn't want to say it.
Before we jump in, we got to give a special thanks to our members, and we have two members, previous members, that re-upped. So, Vad, thanks for joining back up again, and Oxley Scorpio, we appreciate you guys. And if you guys are interested in joining up, just hit that little join button on YouTube. You can get monthly bonus podcasts, exclusive access to the Afterpod, early access to episodes, more. Just hit the button, check it out. We'd love to have you.
Absolutely.
All right. And I got to give a shout out. We always shout out our comments. If you leave us a review on Apple or Spotify, we shout it out because we need the reviews and we appreciate it. Now, we've had this comment before, but they changed it. So it's Judas or Judas, I'm not sure. But before, I forget what they said, that they love the podcast. But they changed it to this. It's me and the podcast against the world.
Dude, that's so great.
I loved it. It just made me laugh.
Well,
so
it's funny because we read out this review, their review last time. I actually wanted the podcast before. I don't even know. I'm lost as when it was. I think we're 2 ahead right now.
yeah, we're a little ahead.
Yeah, and I went to find it. I'm like, wait, it doesn't even say what we read, and they changed it. So that's really funny.
Let's get into this movie. So Scream was directed by Matt Olpin and Tyler Giet. Wes Craven's not here because he passed away before this one.
Yeah, bummer.
Yeah, there's some stuff in here. I got some little tidbits.
Dude, there's so much stuff, like shout outs to Wes and Easter eggs and all sorts of stuff in this movie.
Right. Writer, same, Kevin Williamson. Anyways, I guess Wes passed away in August of 2015. This came out in what, 2022?
I don't know when this was. Yeah, I think so, around there.
Oh, was there a big gap in the Screams?
Yeah, well, there was since it's hard, dude. It's so weird because we've watched from the first one to now. And dude, there's gaps between, a bunch of, they'll do a couple and then a huge gap, a couple, huge gap.
Yeah, I was gonna say some are really close together.
Yeah.
So anyways, let's just jump into our initial impressions.
Yeah, so this is interesting because again, I didn't know much about these at all. So I came into it pretty open. It was interesting. It was entertaining. I enjoyed watching it. And honestly, maybe better than I thought. I still didn't love it. I enjoyed the watch. I thought the recquel idea is an interesting route to go, where you're bringing these characters, the legacy characters back, but you're also introducing the new characters, and they're doing this whole passing of the torch thing. Interesting. Any thoughts on that?
I actually thought the legacy characters were like the best they've been in a long time. I enjoyed all of them in this one. Like sometimes Dewey and Gale, like I don't like the way they are at certain points, and like their characters, they kind of annoy me, but like this one, I actually enjoyed them and wanted them more in the movie.
You know why? Probably because they weren't in it very much.
Yeah.
That's probably why. By the way, let's say for you guys, if you haven't watched this, we're back in Woodsboro, right?
Yeah.
And we're with a whole new cast of like young characters, and we have the legacy characters are just the 3, the Dewey, Gale, and Sidney.
Yeah, I guess that's all that's left.
I know. Anyways, it was interesting. I think the weak points in this movie, at least for me, I didn't like a lot of the new characters they brought on at all.
Dude, I totally agree. In fact, I think the 2 main characters, the sisters, I didn't like at all.
I don't think their personalities really shone through. We can't go into it too much. I don't want to spoil it, I guess. Is that what we're doing?
Sure.
But one purposefully is kind of like a troubled soul, and then what's her name? The girl who was injured the whole time.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Tara.
Tara. Played by Jenna Ortega. She's just not in it that much, so whatever.
I didn't like her. I didn't like either of the characters. I don't know if it's the acting or the writing. I just didn't enjoy them.
We'll dive more into that. But I will say, I think the kills were really good in this movie, at least really bloody. You know what was interesting though? Did you notice anything different about Ghostface in this movie?
No.
There's like no chasing. Or hardly any.
Oh, that is true. There's not a ton of chases.
Yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, dude, there's something off about it. I'm like, oh, that's funny. He kind of just sneaks up and just like goes to town.
Yeah, but you're right. As far as like brutality, this is by far I think the bloodiest or they showed the most.
Yeah, there's some like gnarly kills. So it was It was entertaining. It was better than I thought. To me, still like it's not on my top of the movies. It's more middle ground.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you on that. One thing with the character, Sam, who's going to be our main character, you mentioned it. She's like a troubled bad girl. The problem is I don't believe it at all. Like, nothing about her seems troubled or bad, other than they have to like tell you, oh yeah, she like got into drugs and did a bunch of stuff and she was like went down this bad streak, but like she looks totally fine and doesn't act troubled at all, really.
I have a hard time talking about that because there's a big part of that we need to talk about when we get into it.
Okay, well, yeah, we'll get there. Let's just jump in.
Well, I mean, overall though, like, what'd you think? Like, did it live up to did you have expectations?
I had no real expectations. I had no clue what it was about.
Blank slate over here.
Yeah, blank slate, went in not knowing, and I mean, it was an okay movie, but like, I don't know. Honestly, I think this is one of the worst written movies out of all the Screams.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's some stuff in here, and we'll get to it, that just drove me insane.
All right.
Like, there's certain parts that I'm like, this is too far. Like, it doesn't make sense to me.
Well, and there's so much of like nods to the first one. So again, this is like the requel. So they're redoing a lot of the things from the first one in a different way. And at some point, I'm like, okay, I get it. It's too much. This point where the Randy scene's reenacted again while she's watching the Randy scene.
We'll get into it.
I mean, there's like that Inception thing where you're movie within a movie within a movie type thing.
I have a lot. We're going to talk about it. All right, let's just
I like your smile. Is this going to be a good one?
Well, I just like some stuff in the movie like sticks in me. Like, I can't get away from it. And sometimes I dive too deep. I may have dove too deep.
Dove in?
All right, let's get into the movies. Tara's home alone. This is going to be one of our main characters, Tara and Sam. Anyways, we'll get to it. Tara's home alone when she gets a call from Ghostface. Now, the one thing I did like about this is Ghostface, he pretends to be someone else, right? He pretends to be like the mom's boyfriend. But you can tell, like, when he starts talking about certain things, he starts getting really excited. And I don't know, I've enjoyed that part. Like, when he starts talking about scary movies, he goes from a normal voice to that Ghostface, you know?
Yeah, he starts slipping into it by accident.
Yeah, he can't hold back the excitement.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Yeah, I know. I agree. And the thing about this is Tara, that's Jenna Ortega. And we're starting off again. The girl's home alone, phone call, again, how the original started. That's where we're at.
Right. No popcorn, though.
No popcorn, dark night. Night is usually dark.
Night is dark.
Typically.
Correct. All right. So Tara, at the same time she's talking to Ghostface, she's also texting with her friend Amber. And Amber will be throughout the movie. So just letting you guys know that. The problem is Ghostface has cloned Amber's phone. Kind of confuses me.
Okay. Well, I can tell you what really happened if you want to know.
No, I know what really happened, but like when you start talking about cloning phones and stuff, I'm like, what does that really mean? Like, you can clone a phone and then you just have access to the phone now?
I think I've only heard about it in movies. I've never known anyone to clone a phone. I guess it's just like, hey, I cloned the phone, so whatever happens I guess essentially you have two phones that are the same.
If Ghostface cloned Amber's phone, would they both get the text then?
Yeah.
So Amber would be getting the same text.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Amber would see that too if it was a true clone.
I don't know how
the technology. Yeah,
I
you can
know.
clone the phone and then maybe you can take it over where the other first person doesn't see it. I don't know.
Okay, who knows? Anyways, so Ghostface basically says, I'm going to kill Amber unless Tara can answer some questions. So, you guys ready for the Ghostface quiz?
Here we go. This is pretty funny.
Okay.
I like what they did here.
I always enjoy this. Okay, you got to remember too, some of these questions, they're off like the Stab movies, not the Scream movies.
Well, that's what I'm saying, why I like it, because now we're going back to the original, but now the quizzes, instead of the original movie was about old horror movies, this is now about the Stab series, which happened from Scream. Dude, I honestly got confused.
You're in over your head.
Yeah.
You lost it. All right, so the first question, who was the franchise's main character in the first movie? It's obviously Sidney. That's a softball.
Yeah.
Like, if you missed that question, come on. All right, some of you may not know this. Who wrote the book the Stab movies are based on?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know that?
Oh, Sidney, Gale.
Gale.
Yeah.
Gale Weathers.
Sorry, well, because again, I'm getting confused on what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I could tell you thought that might have been...
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. Who played, this is the words from Ghostface, not me, the dumb bitch in the beginning of Stab 1 who gets carved by the killer?
Oh, Heather Graham.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I did. Because I actually thought she was in this movie for a minute.
It gets confusing, dude.
Well, because the kid's mom, Wes's mom, I thought was Heather Graham, but that's not Heather Graham. That's the sheriff, or it's the deputy from the last movie.
Yeah, it's Deputy Hicks.
Yeah.
Who was the killer in Stab 1?
Billy and Stu.
You know what? I actually missed this one. I did the same mistake that Tara does. I was like, oh, it's Billy Loomis. Forgot about Stu.
Dude.
You can never forget about Stu.
That's a rookie mistake. He was our favorite.
Okay, one thing I have to say in this. Okay, so Tara F's up and forgets to say Stu. She'll get in trouble with that. But the one thing I can't stand in these movies, and I feel like Tara did in this, where they overact a little, and like where she answers a question, she's like, I got you, mother effer, you know?
I got you, asshole. I got it. I got it right.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tara, but that's just not correct.
And like acts like they just beat Ghostface. It's like nobody wins. You don't win that. Like this guy is a killer. Like you think he's gonna let you off?
That's true. If you're a fan of all of this series, you would know he kills everyone.
Yeah, and
I
like,
mean, in fact, I would say I don't know that there's many movies where the killer is like, oh, you know, if they pose a quiz and someone wins, I don't think they're ever like, oh, shoot, dude, they actually got it right. Sorry, my bad.
dude,
you win.
Killers, like psychotic killers, they're not good people. They're not like, oh, I'm gonna give you an out on this one.
Well, then, yeah, I don't think they stick by their word.
Yeah.
Or at least you shouldn't trust that they will.
No. Anyway, so Tara misses the question. Now she thinks Ghostface is going to kill Amber. She runs out of the house, but as soon as she opens the door, knife to the tummy.
Boom.
The tummy stick.
Yeah, it's a little scratch.
All right, so she ends up shutting the door on Ghostface, and then we get a lot of arming and disarming of the house.
Yeah, because times have changed now, so now she's got the the app on her phone where she can hit a button and it locks all the doors. That's a thing?
I don't think that's a thing. I was actually thinking about, I thought this is one of those things I thought a lot about. And I would like an app that could show you if you had a sensor on every door and window that you could pull it up and be like, okay, everything's shut and locked. Like at night, like, oh, my door's locked. It shows like that the lock was shut. I would not want an app that does it for you because I'd be afraid someone could just hack it. Which
they could. And apparently he did.
Yeah, because, this Ghostface is very technologically advanced in this one.
You are right, though. An app this is just for our security section. We'll talk more about this in the after podcast. Yeah. But I would like an app, you're right, to see what is open and what's not. That would be nice.
Yeah.
But no ability to then change the status of any of those,
Right.
Just leave them as B.
Yeah, you just would know that it's locked.
Yeah.
All right, so anyways, Ghostface ends up making his way into the house, knocks her down, and then he brutally steps on her leg, breaking it.
Oh, God, I hate the leg breaks.
That actually makes me cringe every time I watched it.
Bro, side note here. I played football, and there was a practice where we were running a play, and I was behind the play a little bit. I was blocking, and then I turn around and look, and I see everyone running away. This guy was on his back. His leg was sticking straight up, but where his knee was, where it was bent around backwards.
The backwards one.
Yeah. He turned out to be all right. I saw him later. He had a limp, but he was all right. That was the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Thank you for that story.
That's some trauma I saw. Anyway, so yeah, that kind of stuff, brutal.
Yeah, so her, it crunches, it's gnarly. And that's where I was first like, okay, this movie's going a little different. And then they back it up after this. So anyways, it breaks her leg, tears on the ground, reaches up as Ghostface is trying to stab down, stabs the knife through her hand, and they show it.
Oh, dude, yeah, I was like, that's gnarly.
You're like, that's like a surfer. That was gnarly, bro.
Well, dude, I just didn't expect it,
Yeah.
Because, again, this movie where it changed, like we talked about, it's just a lot more violent than we're used to seeing.
Absolutely. The whole scene ends up ending where, Ghostface has stabbed her a couple times and goes for, the overhead, and it cuts to the main scene. So you don't see what happens.
Intro.
She survives. I'm going to just be honest.
Yeah, which is interesting that, again, they switch it up now where it's like you're totally expecting in every movie they die.
Well, that's our little trivia here. By the way, I'm not putting trivia at the end. I'm just putting it throughout this thing, just to let you guys know. Anyways, this is the first Scream movie in which the first victim not only survives the opening, but the entire movie. What?
Well, I don't know.
Well, I was doing it covert. Now you
played
talk.
in front of everyone. Yeah, so like I said, she did survive. We're lost. I don't know where we're at.
Well, we can't do that.
Yeah, she did. She survived, so it is interesting. I don't know what I said before, so it's like...
You just talk about it.
Talk about what, though?
That there's the first character to survive. And how you feel about that.
Yeah, so I think it's interesting. Again,
You could do this.
I'm hard.
You're hard. Oh my God.
Yeah, so I do like that they're going back to the original, but they're changing it up a little bit. So it's a good start.
That is a good start. Well done.
Did that work?
Yeah. All right, so we end up cutting over to Modesto, California, which is not far from us.
No, I was shocked. I'm like, wait, I forgot. I guess this whole movie's set in California, huh?
Yeah. Well, actually, shoot, no, it's not. Woodsboro's wait, is it?
I don't know.
Where's Woodsboro?
I have no idea. But we obviously had LA in the last, or whichever one we watched recently. Not the last one, maybe before. I don't know where Woodsboro is. I forget. But they gave you some context. I think it's close. I don't know.
I wonder if there is that bowling alley, because that's where it starts out, at a bowling alley. I wonder if that's in Modesto. I could drive by. I drive through Modesto like all the time.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. It is funny though. I'm like, oh, dude, they're close.
Maybe I'll go take a detour. If there's that bowling alley, I'll go take a picture there.
All right, let's see it.
All right, anyways, we meet Sam, who's Tara's older sister, and her boyfriend, Richie. They work at the bowling alley, and we need to acknowledge a couple things here, okay?
Richie's from The Boys, by the way.
You hear that?
Might want to lay off the weed, huh?
And you might want to gargle my...
Oh, okay. Yeah. He's a famous actor's kid.
Well, he's also a famous actor now.
Yeah, he always has like a smug look. I feel like he might, and I don't know, I feel like he might be a dick in real life.
I feel
That's totally, I have no idea, but...
The problem is, I feel like a lot of the new characters, I just don't like the way they come off in the movie. They just don't come off likable. But him, I like him as an actor. And you have to hold off on judgment because they are actors, so they might be acting a certain way. Because I've done this where I judge someone and then I listen to an interview and I'm like, I feel bad now. I think they're kind of nice people.
See, but then there's some that I'm like, what's the dude in This Is the End that gets impelled?
Michael Cera?
I feel like he's a dick in real life. I've seen a couple things where he went off on a scene and you would actually think he's not a dick, but he actually turned out to be a dick.
Actors, bro.
Actors. You never know what to get. Okay, we got to acknowledge a couple things here, okay? So we have the setting. We have Tara, Sam, sisters, right? You will not see any parents in this movie. And in fact, their mom, you learn right out the gate, is out of the country, never comes back.
Do you know why, though? Now, I've noticed the same thing and I started thinking about this, but I think I know why. And by the way, again, transparency here. We have not watched the next movie, which is already out.
Well, transparency, I did. I just don't remember.
I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah.
But what I think, the reason I think they leave her out is because eventually that's going to come back. Because again, they're building this franchise back up with the new cast is the idea. So I feel like they're leaving things out to be built up later.
Like I said, I watched the other one. I don't remember a single thing about it. But it's crazy. Okay, Tara gets nearly brutally murdered. She's in the ICU. Her mom just never comes back or calls or anything.
I think they did say she called, but they're like, oh, it was briefly. So there's some story that the mom's obviously there's issues.
They allude to a little bit, like she's an alcoholic or something, because that initial call, Ghostface was pretending to be he met her at an AA group or something. But your daughter's nearly dead.
Hey, she's probably gonna come back as a murderer. Just be aware. I mean, that's how it works, right? Isn't every murderer a relative? It's been relatives recently. But it started off obviously with a boyfriend.
Okay, you're gonna go too deep down.
I can't do it. You're right. I can't. Okay. Let's move on. You heard nothing.
All right. So we got to talk too about Sam and Tara's father. So we're just gonna get through this. It comes out in the movie in a little bit, but we just gotta we're gonna solve it for you right now. So when Sam was young, so Sam and Tara think they have the same dad.
Right.
When Sam was young, she found a diary in the attic of her mother's. Now, her mom got pregnant with her in high school. She thought she was going to go to this journal and find this real romantic writings about her mom and dad.
Sure.
Just want to say, if you got pregnant in high school and you go to find that journal, there's nothing romantic about a high school pregnancy.
No. I mean, I don't know that you should ever look through anyone's journal.
No, but especially high school, it doesn't. That's not a great
I could only imagine what it might say.
So anyways, when she read this journal, though, she finds out that her fake father, who she thought was her real father, is not actually even her father because her real father is Billy Loomis. Boom. She reads it, confronts her mom about it. The problem is the dad overhears this. When the dad overhears that that's not his kid, he just leaves town.
Yeah, that's a horrible father.
question for you.
Or I guess not a father, but
Question for you.
yeah.
Who's Tara's father?
Tara's the first girl.
Tara's the sister.
Stu Macher.
What?
No, I'm kidding. I
I
don't know.
was like, what?
I don't know. We don't know. It's that guy, right?
It is that guy.
Yeah,
But
who
that's-
just left.
Right, which is weird because he takes off, but that daughter, that's still his kid.
Well, he must not have liked her.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't-
you're right. Yes, we don't need to go. It didn't make that much sense. Now it's interesting. Obviously, we have this hook now. She's hooked to Billy, which actually, when I first heard this, I thought, especially the way they brought it in, I thought that's not real. I thought she was crazy and making this whole thing up. Because it seemed like a made-up story, right?
It's weird, dude. It goes a little weird with that stuff. But what you need to know, Sam takes off when she's 18 and leaves the whole family, which they make is like a super weird thing, but she's also an adult, 18, and just leaves the house.
Yeah, it's usually what people do.
Sam, so she's in Modesto. She finds out about her sister's murder, which basically brings her and Richie back to Woodsboro.
Yeah, but her sister isn't murdered.
No, she's alive.
I think you said murder.
So now we meet the whole new friend group. First question, are they in high school?
Yeah, right?
None of them look, I mean, these look like college kids. Like,
Yeah, I mean, come on, Dan. Of
okay,
course.
we won't get into it, but I was confused. I didn't know. But it's like the first scene from Scream 1 where they're hanging out in the front of it, which I do like. So let me introduce you guys to the new cast. We have Liv. She's got the pink streak in her hair. She's the girlfriend of Chad. Now, Chad is one of the twins. They're fraternal twins. Boy, girl, Chad and Mindy. So they also are the niece and nephew of Randy.
Yeah, we met Randy's sister in Scream 3, I believe, briefly, where she brought the tape and Randy gave everyone the trilogy rules.
True.
She got, well, I don't know if she's married. She had children. These are her children.
Yes. So
Chad's kind of a jock. Mindy's the new Randy-ish. She's a horror nerd and a stoner.
and a lesbian. Horror nerd, stoner, and lesbian chick.
Correct.
Just throwing that out there. We have Wes, who's got the frosted tips. His mom is Sheriff Hicks, and apparently he also kind of likes Tara. That doesn't play out, but they mention it.
I didn't even know that.
Okay, now Amber. Amber's the crazy chick who's like a friend of Tara's, super overprotective, kind of. And it seems like Amber might be into Tara, but I don't think Amber is. I don't know. It's confusing.
Dude, you're right. There were some things where I'm like, are they going to go this route of like they're into each other too?
That was a little confusing.
I don't know.
Anyways, all I know is I knew immediately she was the killer. I'm just going to break that one to you guys right now.
Oh, for real?
100%.
Oh, man. I was so lost. They took me on a journey. I got
Really?
lost in this. I did.
Okay, well, we won't say the other one yet, but I knew 100% it was because she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which has some really weird things that are very similar in this movie.
Okay, I know. I already know what you're talking about. Did you miss the cameo or the little Easter egg in this one? That intro scene?
I must have.
Did you notice who the voice of the principal over the loudspeaker was?
No.
Drew Barrymore.
A reminder that all classes and school activities are canceled tomorrow due to public safety concerns.
Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Really?
she announces the school, like school's out or whatever. It was Drew.
Oh, that's awesome, actually.
Yeah. Again, there's like a million little Easter eggs sprinkled around. I guess you don't sprinkle, thrown around.
Yeah, set.
Come on,
hidden.
yeah.
You
Hidden.
hide him. So they're trying to figure out who the new killer can be, and that's where we meet Vince. Now, Vince, what you need to know, is Stu's sister's kid. This is where I'm saying the writing's kind of crazy. Like, they're trying to get people in here. It's a little nuts.
Well, it is fun that you're taking characters from the first. You're taking their children now because we're at a different generation. I like what they're doing. It just gets confusing. Who's Vince?
Vince is a random dude who shows up in the parking lot.
He's like the bad boy.
He's the bad boy and just is like staring at Liv. Apparently Liv and him hooked up last summer, but now she's with Chad. So this guy doesn't take a hint. He's just hanging out watching her. Very creepy. We cut back to the hospital where Tara's recovering with her friends. Like all her friends are around her, and that's where Sam shows up with Richie. And they're basically going to hang out with her at the hospital for most of the movie. The friends now, they kind of leave them at the hospital. The friends go to the bar, which again makes me confused because they're in high school.
Yeah, but the guy, the Stu kid, Stu's nephew, Vince comes in and he makes it clear, like, oh, you guys basically like sober here. Like it was clear they're just playing pool. They're not actually drinking at the bar.
You want a real drink? Or you happy sitting at this kid's table?
You still
A weird spot for high school kids to be. But
Yeah. Anyways, Vince immediately like causes a problem, shows up, confronts Chad over this whole live, or Chad confronts him. Either way, he pulls out a switchblade, but then gets kicked out of the bar. This is where he's going to meet his demise.
but you're right. Like this whole Vince thing, it's confusing because it's like I don't really know why he's even around.
It was just kind of dumb. Like you throw this weird character in that doesn't really like fit. It's like she's with this Chad guy. This guy's just hanging out at the school, and now he's like confronting them at the bar. Like it's just weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he's taking a piss outside when all of a sudden the car's headlights turn on, illuminating him. You know, those lights are so bright he can't see in front of him.
That's
that whole
right,
thing.
yeah.
And then we hear the song, "The Red Right Hand" playing.
Bro.
It's back.
I've been doing the shorts. I've been just plugging all the shorts with that. I love that song. I love that it's back in the franchise. I think it was only not in like the last one or something.
Vince starts walking over to the car trying to see who's in it.
Who could that be? I don't know.
Who could it be? It's actually his car. I didn't realize that.
Oh, yeah.
Which is interesting too. So anyways, he walks over, he shuts off the car, nobody's in it.
Again, these people he reaches in, just neck out, not looking at your surroundings at all. Like it's a typical thing. Like look behind you.
Well, it's like, you know, somebody was in the car. Like this isn't like Maximum Overdrive here.
Yeah, it didn't drive itself.
So you know that person's got to be near this, right?
Oh, dude, if that's me, the first thing I'm doing before I even look in the car, I'm from a distance dropping down on my stomach, looking to make sure no one's underneath. Right? That's step one. Step two, I go behind, look in the back seats, right? Then, but once I've cleared the car and made sure to check my surroundings, then I go inside and take the keys.
I mean, I would say that's a good system. I like the belly drop looking under. Then I would scan the perimeter or look for the hiding spots first.
Well,
just get to know, like, if there's no spot someone could be slipped behind, then you move to the car. And you'll be able to see from it, like, as soon as you're walking to the side, like, I would get out of that front headlight view, I would walk to the side. So then now you can actually get a full view of the car from, and if you look and, like, nobody's in there, then you do the perimeter scan, do a very good perimeter scan. Then you go to the car while also, like, looking, you know?
Well, and I will say, I guess that's A, why we've survived so long.
It's true. No.
And B, you're right. He's got those lights in his face. If you just walk sideways, because cars can't move laterally, you know? You can just move out of that light.
Anyways, Ghostface ends up being right behind him, stabs him right in the neck. Vince is dead.
Yeah, dude, that was like a quick jab, too. I thought it was cool. It was a neat little stab.
It's like quick little stabs. I
Yeah.
kind of liked it.
I liked the way they did the kills in these ones.
Cut back to the hospital. Sam ends up getting attacked by Ghostface in the cafeteria, but she's able to escape. That just happens.
Are we going to mention, I mean, did you leave out the parts about her father's talking to her?
You can't run from who you are, Sam. I'm just trying to help.
I think I'd talk about it in a little bit, but we can just talk about it now if you want.
Yeah, so through this whole movie, Sam is, obviously she's on medication, which it's like, okay, the spidey sense going off, something's like not all there. And she's seeing her father, Billy, who they've like done like some AI version, or it's like they've taken real footage of him, but they've made him look young. However they did that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which is, I thought it was kind of cool seeing him. I love seeing him, like the real, Skeet Ulrich back in the movie. I love it, but it was kind of a funny looking face. I'm like, there's something off about him, but they did a good job. Whatever. Point being, she's seeing him all throughout this movie, so you're kind of thinking like she might be the killer, but it's so obvious, right?
Yeah, I'm with you. I like having him back in the movie. I don't love the conversations are like too in depth with them. Like it's like they talk to each other.
Yeah, and it almost comes off like Billy's trying to help her, and it's like Billy wasn't a nice person. Why would Billy care about her? Billy was horrible.
He's trying to help her, but he also is like okay with her killing people. I would say I overall did not enjoy that part of it. Like, I don't like when you put a weird psychological thing with her talking to a person that's dead.
I agree.
There's also a scene here where Richie is watching a YouTube video because he starts looking up the stab movies. And in the recommendation feed on the side, we see that there's a survivor from the last movie, Kirby.
Oh, yeah, because remember, I think I told you that she survived.
Yep.
Yeah, I was right. I mean, what do I know? I watched something else. I thought there was something else, too, about Stu in there. Like, did Stu survive?
Oh, maybe there was. That's just like lore of this whole Scream franchise. Nobody knows if he survived or not.
Well, and we know now, I think he has been cast in the newest one. So we have one more after this, but now there's one that's coming out in 2026, I think. Maybe he's back.
Maybe we'll have some
And if this is old, you've already seen this. Maybe if you're watching this in 2027.
Oh, that's true. All right. So now Sam and Tara have a heart-to-heart. And this is where Sam opens up and tells her the truth because Tara never knew that stuff about her dad. And she just thought her dad left and then Sam ghosted her. So she tells Tara about, her dad wasn't her real dad, all that, and Billy being her father. To this, Tara gets really mad and pissed off and just makes her leave, which I didn't like this at all. I thought this was, again, horrible, like bad writing. Like, it doesn't really make sense that Tara would all of a sudden get so pissed off at her when she learns about all this history. And also, like, you got to feel bad for Sam a little. Like, her dad it's a serial killer.
Right.
Tara still has a father. He doesn't love her. He left. But it didn't, like, that whole thing of her flipping out and kicking her out, I didn't like.
Yeah, it's, again, I think they're purposefully making it all kind of like vague. A couple things. We don't really know exactly what even happened. It seems like those two don't even really have a relationship either. You know what I'm saying? Sam and Tara, they don't seem to even like each other very much. And you're right. Like, it was confusing. Why would she just get mad at her for that? I
the acting in that one, I was just like, eh.
But again, I think they're purposefully making these two not, like, connect that much because I feel like the sister's going to become a killer in the future one.
Yeah, maybe you're right there because maybe they're planting seeds for the future. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. But
Either way, whatever. Anyways, Sam and Richie end up deciding that they need to talk to an expert because they get kicked out. And who's better to talk to about this than Dewey?
Old Dewdrop's back.
The Dewdrop. So the problem with Dewey now, he's a drunk that lives in a trailer.
Yeah, it's kind of tough because it's just like, dude, Dewey's just going through it. Like, we even said the last movie, he was kind of negative, and they've kind of kept him on that same route of, like, just kind of going through it, not doing well.
I do have to say, though.
Not doing.
I do have to say, I think this is like the best version of Dewey. I mean, he had like a grittier side to him, and I just liked him in this movie.
He was okay. I don't necessarily agree. I kind of like the goofy, fun Dewey, but
I don't know. I feel like this Dewey could have had a really good redemption arc.
I would say his arc is exactly how his arc has gone the whole way. Is that arcs don't change though? I guess it's always one arc. I'm talking about multiple arcs. I don't know.
Multi-arcs. Okay, so Dewey gives us the rules of surviving a stab movie right out the gate. And dude, this guy's on fire.
There's certain rules to surviving a stab movie.
Rule 1, you never trust the love interest. Rule 2, killer's motive is always connected to something in the past. Rule 3, first victim always has a friend group that the killer is always a part of.
Yeah, it's awesome because, again, now we're getting the rules. Poor Randy's gone. Dewey's now picking up where he left off. And I will say, I think Dewey was right.
Dewey basically solved this entire thing.
Yeah, which was
right
cool.
Out the gate. They're doing a lot of... they're really boosting him up in this movie. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, let's be honest. We all saw where this was going. I immediately knew Dewey's not making it through this movie. He starts off at the bottom and slowly he builds up through this. And there's a lot of these conversations he has, which really feels like final goodbyes.
It does. It does. And you can even see it in their eyes.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I think some like the real scenes between Gale and Dewey, I was just listening to this. Like, they had a real hard time going through those scenes because it was their final goodbyes, maybe, in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I would say because they got divorced.
There's that, too, because it, like, mirrored their real life, which, again, is, like, the depth of this movie.
Yeah. So Dewey ends up teaming up with the kids, and they all go over to Randy's sister's house.
The twins.
So that's where we meet Martha again. That's Randy's sister, who always makes an appearance for about 5 seconds in a movie.
Right. You know what I did like about the house is, did you see that big portrait of Randy? They had like a shrine. They had like a shrine of Randy, which I thought was really funny.
That was I did like that. Yeah. So this is where Chad and Mindy are going to like break down like horror movie talk, killer discussion, kind of figure out how this movie's going to go.
Yeah. Again, we always have this. So it's their new version of this, which I have a hard time. I don't know, man. Maybe I'm just getting older. Not into these kids.
Dude, I know. I've thought the same thing. I'm like, maybe it's a generational thing, but like...
No, you know what it is? They're pretentious.
Thank you.
I feel like they're all pretentious, and they're not fun. Like, Stu and Randy, they were like fun characters. They had this like good energy.
They're people you'd want to hang out with. These kids, the pretentious is totally right, because even in the beginning, they start talking about like elevated horror.
Oh my God.
When people start getting too in depth and like trying to make it too overcomplicated, that's where I'm like, this is It just, I don't like you. I'm sorry.
I literally got mad. I'm like, F these people. Once this, you're right, elevated horror, I'm like, no one uses that terminology. Elevated horror. Get out of here.
So the first thing they uncover, we already know it. Vince, again, was Stu's sister's kid. He's tied again to the original cast or whatever, the original Scream 1 murders. So we learned that. Then we also learned this is a requel, not a sequel, not a remake. All that basically means, I tried to listen to it. It gets a little too complicated. Basically, you have a new cast of characters that are supported by legacy characters.
Yeah, and especially in this movie, I think the idea is we're passing the torch.
Did you see what? This is my note. You can read how we're on the exact same page. You can read it for me.
Okay, so this is Daniel's words on the screen. I gotta say, normally I love this stuff, but this is played out for me at this point. I don't really like these kids.
It's how we feel.
Because I even tried to keep an open mind. And honestly, I like most people. I think I tend to like people. I don't like these kids at all.
There's a couple that I do like. Like, I like Chad.
Is that the twin?
Yeah.
Okay, at first I didn't like him because I thought he was coming off like a jerk. But then the more he was in it, I actually did like him.
Yeah, Chad's probably my favorite out of all of them.
He was the jock twin.
Yeah, and then Mindy, I kind of liked her at first, but then she got pretentious, and then she just annoyed me, her character. She's almost like has no emotion with things.
Mindy is the
Chad's sister, yeah.
I agree. It's that end part of her story is just like, I feel like she's just like a stoner and doesn't seem to really care about much. And she's just kind of annoying.
They like dropped off the
Dude,
writing
what
there.
sucks is like, I'm like, okay, I'm down for like, let's move off the old cast and let's move a new direction. And keep bringing them in. This requel stuff, I'm down. Dude, these kids you brought in, I don't know that I want to hang out with them for a couple more movies.
Yeah, we won't have to hang out with all of them. This whole thing concludes with them accusing Sam of being the most likely killer out of all of them, to which Sam leaves the house. She takes off pissed off.
Which is true. She is the most likely to be the killer.
No.
She is seeing her father, who was the killer, so.
Yeah, she's kind of got like a schizophrenia thing going on, so not a good start for her. So we cut over to Sheriff Hicks, who's with her son, Wes, all right? So Sheriff Hicks has to go... Sheriff Hicks has to go get some sushi, so she leaves Wes home alone. Now, this is during the day. This is like the middle of the day.
Right
outside. So as soon as she leaves, she ends up getting a phone call from Ghostface, who basically tells her he's going to go kill Wes. To which she calls in like backup, returns home. As soon as Deputy Hicks gets out of the car, she runs to the front door, only to have Ghostface jump out from behind a bush, stab her right in the chest, kill her.
I like this. I see your note. You didn't like this part?
No.
Oh, I thought it was kind of cool because it was like a misdirect. You thought Ghostface was going to be upstairs in the house, but no, he was hiding, just waiting for the whole time.
I don't like it because it's broad daylight and he's just brutally murdering her in the middle of like a neighborhood. You're not going to get away with this stuff.
You're not going to get away, but it was unexpected, which I thought was good.
Hicks is dead, which I actually liked Hicks, so RIP. Wes now was in the shower. He gets out, and this is where we get an unbelievable amount of fake out.
Dude, okay. I mean, I like what they're doing because they're playing on the trope. Like, he's looking through the fridge, he opens the door, and the music rises, and you're just expecting Ghostface there, shuts the door, not there. But that, like, same type of thing, something being blocked, and it's going to get removed, and you expect Ghostface to stand there, kept happening over and over.
I actually liked it. I thought it was funny.
It made me laugh. I thought it was good.
Yeah. Anyways, but what ends up happening, Ghostface ambushes him at the door, and this is where we get, I think, one of the most brutal kills of the movie.
Yeah.
So as Wes is up against his door, Ghostface has got the knife and he's putting his hands up trying to block him, but he's like getting overpowered. So the knife keeps coming closer to him. The knife gets right to his neck and I think they're going to cut away. They do not cut away.
No, we're staying through.
The knife goes into his neck and out the back, and you watch the whole thing.
Yeah, like it's just stuck in his neck so you can see, like, I mean, it's a great effect that they did.
I liked it.
Yeah, you can just see the knives and there's skin in between the beginning and the end of the knife. Oh, it was good.
Yeah, so he died. He's dead.
That's the thing that I thought was interesting, that Ghostface waited at the house, could have killed him anytime he wanted to, but waited for his mom, killed the mom, and then I'm like, okay, well, the kid's going to survive because Ghostface I thought he was going to set the mom up to look a certain way to shock the kid. But no, he's just I'm going to kill both.
But again, I don't know, dude. It's a lot. Like, really, he should have just killed the kid and then killed Hicks because he just did a murder out in broad daylight.
Yeah, you're right.
In a neighborhood. I don't know. And there was a lot of stabbing and stuff. Cops end up coming to the scene. Gail returns back to the movie. So we have Gail show up because she's back in the whole reporter mode and she's got to report on these new murders.
Oh, yeah. We should say Sidney's not even around yet.
Yeah. At one point, Dewey calls Sidney. Sidney's married and has kids. And I think the lore of that is she married that cop from the other movie.
Yes, I was going to tell you that.
Yeah. So, but you never see him and it's not like confirmed.
Which makes me wonder if he comes back in the future movie. And that's that one famous guy. I forget his name.
I forget it too.
Whatever.
Now, Dewey and Gail have a conversation. Basically, what you learn, Gail gave up writing, went back to her old ways where she wanted to be a reporter. So Dewey and her actually moved to New York, but Dewey just decided to ghost her and calls himself a coward. Like, he went to New York, couldn't handle it, leaves Gail. That's all we know. What do you think about that?
I mean, I think that's not a good move from a husband.
I don't think this fits Gooey.
Gooey.
I don't think this fits Dewey's character at all. Like, to me, this, again, I think this is the worst written movie. I like what they did a lot with Dewey, but making him, like, he moved to New York with Gale, who he's been, like, kind of crazy about, and he's, like, a super loyal dude in these movies, but he's going to go to New York and just be like, nope, I'm not into this, and just leave her?
Yeah, it doesn't. I mean, Dewey seems pretty loyal, but what they're trying to drive is like these are two different types of people. Like, Gail tried to do the Dewey thing, right? And she moved to Woodsboro with him, tried to live a slower life. That didn't work. Then they tried to flip to New York to move, and he tried to move with her in her fast-paced world. That didn't work for him, and they're split.
Yeah, but I get that. But you could make that like we tried to work it out, but he couldn't take the city life type thing. And then they had like a breakup, but not just him being like, I'm just going to leave you.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they made it seem. Like, he just took off and he calls himself like a coward. Like, he just left her. They didn't talk about it.
Dewey just doesn't get the respect he deserves in this movie.
Well, they do in some ways. Now at this crime scene, here's another part that I'm just like, F this movie. Sam sees the cop who was watching Tara. He's at the crime scene. To which Sam is like, well, shoot, nobody's watching Tara. The killers must be going for Tara now.
Who's watching my sister?
Just heard about the sheriff.
Because she's alone at the hospital. That is not true.
What's not true? That she's alone?
There is a cop still watching her at the hospital. But she like confronted the cop that was watching her and he's like, I had to come to the murders. Why didn't he say there's still a cop watching her? There is a cop there.
Yeah, you're right.
We cut over to Tara in the hospital and I got to get to another thing that drove me insane in this movie. Like, absolutely, like, I couldn't stand this. She's in a hospital. Hospitals are freaking busy, dude.
I know. I saw this and I thought the same exact thing. It's empty.
It's complete. She has a whole hospital wing totally empty. In fact, you don't even see a nurse in this wing.
The problem with this, I think we both can agree, I don't like the hospital setting. Just like psych ward settings, I just don't like them. B, it was so unrealistic. I'm like, is this even real?
I consider myself an expert in this realm. I've worked in hospitals. I go to hospitals still quite a bit. I've never seen a wing completely empty. Even in the middle of the night, when you have patients, there's going to be nurse tied to each room, and they'll usually have multiple patients. Now, we can maybe make up that she got her own, I guess we'll give her her own wing. We'll just say that, okay? Because like all this murder stuff, it wouldn't happen, but sure. She gets her own wing. You're still going to have a hospital, like you're going to have nurses right around there on that wing, like at a station, like monitoring her.
That's what I'm saying. It's so unbelievable that it's confusing. It's like, is this a dream?
Yeah, it drove me insane. Yeah. You'll have nurses walking around, doctors. You'll have like the janitors walking around. Who knows? X-ray people.
Are there.
There's tons of people. Hospitals are like the busiest places. Drove me insane.
Correct.
Anyways, hopefully.
I thought maybe like Ghostface killed all of them, but we only saw one person that gets killed here.
Yeah. All right. So Tara's in this hospital bed alone. And she decides, like, she starts hearing some things, so she decides she's going to get in her little wheelchair and just kind of roll around. Don't really know why.
Well, you said here, Tara hears a noise?
A noise. So as soon as she starts rolling around, the lights go out.
Well, she is rolling around because she thinks someone's there because there's no one around. Like, she thinks the killer's there.
Sure. It's a hospital. It could be a million things.
Correct. Just like how we're confused, she seems also confused why no one's there.
So she ends up rolling down the hallway. She finds the dead cop. This noise she heard is the cop getting murdered. Again, there was a cop watching her. So she ends up going to her room, getting on the phone, but that's when Richie just stumbles into the room, followed by Ghostface, who slashes him immediately. Tara then gets away. I think Ghostface gets like knocked down. I think she hits him with the IV stand, knocks him down. Then she just starts like the slowest roll away ever. Like she's not going to get anywhere. So Ghostface follows up on her. Richie's phone starts ringing, grabs that. This is where Ghostface connects to the phone with his Bluetooth. Okay, so Sam was the one calling Richie's phone, so Ghostface connects to it. Now Ghostface is talking to Sam. Ghostface is going to give Sam the option. Either he kills Richie or he kills Tara. So Sam's got to decide which one, and time is ticking. Sam is really like dragging her feet, and you're like, make a decision here. Well, this is all part of the plan because Sam and Dewey just so happen to be in the elevator coming up to that floor. And we see the doors open up to reveal Dewey with his gun aimed right at Ghostface. Will he hit him?
Absolutely not. Dewey never does.
Dewey is one of the worst shots out of any cop in any movie.
He never comes through.
Never. So he misses all these shots. Like Ghostface takes off. He goes to Richie, starts helping Richie back to the elevator, but he gets jumped by Ghostface. So Dewey's now being attacked by Ghostface. And for one time, Dewey actually ends up shooting Ghostface.
In the chest, though.
Couple times.
Wait, and by the way, Richie got slashed on the arm, right?
Yeah, that's a common, yeah.
Yeah, that's another little throwback there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
This sends Ghostface crashing into this cabinet and he slumps over unresponsive. So now Dewey, Richie, and Sam, they go to the elevator and they're about to leave when Dewey remembers you got to shoot him in the head.
Dewey walks out of the elevator, lets everyone leave, and this is when you know.
You might as well just shown the Grim Reaper standing there. Yeah. Like with a scythe next to Dewey. Like, this is, come on.
There's no way. Yeah.
This is the end. The elevator doors shut. Sam and Richie are gone. Now it's just Dewey on the floor. He walks over to Ghostface, has his gun aimed right at the head, but then he gets a phone call.
And stupid Dewey looks down at his phone, and that's when Ghostface strikes.
Ghostface strikes, and boy does he strike. So Dewey ends up getting the double gut, where there's a knife in his stomach and a knife in his back as Ghostface is pulling the knives upward.
The kill was awesome. I think they made it so violent and the way they did it was so unique that it was like an honor of Dewey.
I don't like that they killed Dewey necessarily. Maybe I do, I'm not sure yet. But the way that they did it was a good touch.
One might even say beautiful.
Beautiful. And actually, Ghostface even says,
It's an honor.
I thought they did a really good job.
That was some major like fan service to say that, but I thought it was great. Like at least like having the killer say it's an honor. I gotta be honest, it touched me a little.
I did, yeah, agreed. And actually fits with the movie because maybe the killer is a fan of the movies.
That's true.
The stab movies.
Yeah, well, I mean, what are your thoughts on Dewey dying?
You have to do it because this is a requel, right? Where you got to get rid of the old characters and bring the new ones in. I think they kind of needed to give the movie stakes. They had to take one of the originals out. I'm okay with it. It's tough because Dewey is such a staple, and I love seeing him in the movies, but I understand why they did it.
See, the funny thing is, I was ready for Dewey to die in the last movies, but I actually liked him in this movie, and where I'm like, I don't really want him to die now. I feel like I could use more of this Dewey, the grittier Dewey.
The more I think about this, actually, I wish they would have killed Gale off and kept Dewey in the movies.
Yes, I'm in.
I like Dewey much more as a character. I enjoy watching him. I enjoy his scenes. Gale, to me, especially in the last few movies, I'm not that into her character. I don't find her entertaining.
No, I would rather have had the new Gale.
The new Gale.
The one that died.
Oh, you talking about the one in part 3?
Yeah.
The actress?
Yeah.
Yeah, she was great.
Apparently, Neve Campbell and Courtney Cox, they didn't like that this happened with Dewey. And they actually went to the directors and tried to like get him to change it, and they wouldn't, obviously.
To not kill him?
Yeah. They didn't want him to kill off Dewey.
Yeah, I get it, because now they're not going to be in a movie together anymore. It's kind of a bummer.
Yeah. From here, we get a whole like scene of Gale breaking down. They do a lot of like, again, the fan service of like showing like how much it affects them, which is kind of nice because I do think people were a little sad. Obviously, this is kind of real that they one of our favorite characters is gone.
Yeah, we all had to mourn for a little bit. We got to go through this.
So Sidney ends up returning to town. her and Gail now have decided they're going to kill Ghostface together. That's a thing.
Quick side note, I found it a little corny. I don't know why with Gail and Sidney, the scenes that they put them in together, I'm like, some of it's just like this, I don't know, it just didn't feel right.
Gail's not really a killer like that, and I'm with you. It was a little corny, and the way that we'll get to it.
It's like, hey, we're here. Well, let's go back at it again, huh? It took me out of the movie. I feel like I'm actually watching actors now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're not really afraid of being killed. They're like, we're gonna just go ahead and kill this guy.
We all know how this works. We've done this movie a bunch. It didn't work. I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, so they're all at the hospital. So we have those two that are working together to kill Ghostface. Sam and Tara now decide that they're going to leave the hospital and just take off from Woodsboro, like leave the whole city.
Which makes sense though, because they're like, hey, we've seen these movies. We all know how this works. We got to just leave if we want to survive, which does make sense.
True. So as they walk out, they end up running into Sidney. And this is, again, a part where I'm like, I don't understand this emotion. Sam does not like Sidney.
I'm really sorry about Dewey, but I'm taking my sister away from all this.
What do you want from me, lady?
Watch your tone, new girl.
You know how they always say it goes back to the original? Here's the original.
I know. She was so rude to her, and I'm like, there's no reason for this.
Exactly. I have a problem with some of this writing. I don't understand why she wouldn't like Sidney or want to talk to her at all.
Which is kind of why I have a problem with Sam moving on through this movie. She is not likable at all.
No.
But again, though, that kind of plays into the fact that she's got to become a killer eventually. But that's so obvious that she can't be. I'm in a loop. You should understand where I'm at here.
So Sidney ends up asking Sam to help her and Gail take out the killer. Sam isn't down for it. Richie ends up pulling up in his car. He picks up Sam and Tara, and they leave town. Now, what you need to know, Sidney put a tracker on their car. Obviously, now Sidney and Gail are going to show up wherever these guys show up. That just gives them the ability to just appear somewhere.
Correct.
All right. So right after leaving, Tara realizes she forgot her inhaler. This is another part of the writing pisses me off. Did she have an asthma attack in this movie? Did she ever seem like she had breathing problems?
Oh, that's so funny. I didn't even think about that. I wasn't aware that she had any problems until this moment.
Yeah, but apparently she has to have this inhaler.
I gotta say, if she had an asthma problem, wouldn't that have reared its head when she was getting stabbed and under extreme stress in the intro?
There's a million parts you could make it and show that she needs an inhaler. It was never shown in this movie.
That's a good point. Good job. Look at you. You're on your stuff today.
My hate was rising throughout this movie. I didn't hate the movie, but there's parts I hate. So I hate that as well. Because she doesn't have her inhaler, she has to go where she has her backup inhaler, which just so happens to be at Amber's house, which just so happens to be having a memorial party going on.
For Wes, the kid who had the highlights. So a couple things. This part confused me because I'm like, who keeps a backup inhaler at a friend's house?
I mean, maybe you leave it there on accident or something if you hang out a lot.
Whatever. So we're going to the party again, which is cool because this is a nod to the first one as well.
Yes, and so this scene, they have a whole toast for Wes, which is supposed to be the Wes in the movie, but it's actually for Wes Craven.
To Wes!
To Wes!
Beautiful son of a bitch.
I thought this was really cool. To be honest, I didn't even catch this when I was watching it. It wasn't until I watched stuff about it. I'm like, oh, that is fun that they're doing like a farewell to Wes. We're back at a party with the kids like the original Scream.
Yeah.
It's neat.
So apparently during this whole toast, there's like a chorus of voices. And this is where they said they'd got a bunch of people from the previous movies and even people behind the scenes to use like their voice line. Like Drew Barrymore, Matthew Lillard, Jamie Kennedy, Henry Winkler, like a bunch of people.
Yeah, there's a bunch of famous voices you'll hear throughout that.
I tried to listen. I really couldn't hear it.
I heard it when it was singled out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I definitely heard Stu, and there's a Jamie Kennedy line throughout. Like, he said something about the party. Like, I think when they're getting kicked out, it's Jamie Kennedy saying something about the guy breaking up the party.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that is cool.
Don't worry. I just played it for you guys.
Somebody's goofy-ass dad is kicking us out.
God.
All right, so at this point, just to sum up where we're at, all the friends are at Amber's house. Tara, Sam, and Richie, they're on their way. They're coming to pick up the inhaler. Sidney and Gail are following Sam, Richie, and Tara. They'll be there after. That's kind of the order of how people arrive. All right, so at Liv's house now, we get a scene where Liv wants to hook up with Chad, who again's the guy's twin, nephew of Randy. And I gotta say, I did like this part because they want to hook up, right? She's totally down. He can't do it though because he's not sure if she's the killer or not.
You know, I'm not like entirely sure that you're not the killer.
Okay, this is like the funniest part of the movie to me because as a guy, I can understand this. he's making out with her, but he doesn't want to go all the way because he doesn't want to be put in a situation where he goes upstairs and she actually does try to kill him because he's not sure if she is or not.
He's like, I'm 99% sure, just not 100, so I can't do this.
So we can make out here in front of everyone, but we can't be alone.
So I like this, and I liked it with him. It's like, okay, you're going to stick by the rules. The problem is he immediately breaks this.
I know, it's stupid.
Liv ends up like taking off. She gets mad and leaves. This ends up making Chad decide to just go outside and look for him by himself. So he goes outside. He goes to the Find My Fam request he's got from Liv. So now he's tracking where she's at. It brings him over to these bushes, right?
Dude, and this dark area, which I would never go in even if there wasn't a killer.
Yeah, so again, that's where I'm just like, this is kind of stupid because this was a guy who wouldn't hook up with this girl because he's afraid she might be the killer, but now he's going to go search outside alone for her.
Yeah, you're right. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, so what ends up happening? Ghostface jumps out of the bushes, stabs him in the leg, all right? Chad's able to get away, ends up going behind the house, like loses track of Ghostface, but the problem is he's still being tracked by the app. So he grabs his phone, throws it, and this is where he makes one of the stupidest decisions of the movie. Which way should he go? The way that Ghostface just attacked him, or the other way where he knows Ghostface wasn't? Which way?
I mean, I think it's obvious that wasn't.
No, he decides to go directly where he was just attacked, to which now Ghostface is somehow in like a building, like this house, comes bursting out of the doors and just starts attacking him.
He didn't play that well at all.
No, again, he's supposed to be the horror guy. You should know these things.
Yeah, it was kind of silly.
Anyways, he's being attacked, stabbed by Ghostface, but then headlights turn on, and it scares Ghostface off. Well, those headlights just happen to be Sam, Richie, and Tara arriving.
Right.
They don't see this killing, but they do scare Ghostface off. I'm only saying that because you'll find out at the end, this guy survived. A lot of people survived this. Now that everyone's arrived, Amber decides she's going to shut down the party, so they get rid of all the extra people, right?
Yeah, extras can go home. You're not paid for these scenes. Get out of here.
Yeah. Now, Liv comes back into the house. She was trying to leave. Her Uber didn't show up. She shows up, and we have a conversation with Mindy. So remember, Mindy is Chad's sister. Mindy, who again is supposed to be the horror nerd, right? Doesn't seem to be concerned at all that her brother just is missing, looking for Liv.
Yeah, like you kind of said, there's like some inconsistencies with emotions in this movie.
She just seems like dead inside.
And this is where it turned for me, where I'm like, I do not like her character at all.
No, it just seems stupid. It's like, okay, you're not interested at all that your brother's missing, and you're supposed to be like this horror nerd girl, but you don't see these signs going on around you.
And you said it here, and I'm the same way. As I'm like, okay, well, she must be the killer because she seems to shut off emotionally.
Well, he's dead.
And then for some reason, Liv decides to make Mindy think that she's the killer. Like she goes on this like monologue about how she could be the killer and like almost threatens her.
Well, because they're doing it to us where they're trying to make us think everyone's the killer.
True. Liv ends up taking off, leaving Mindy alone, watching Stab 1 in the living room. We got to break the scene down.
Oh, God.
So Liv is watching the scene from Stab 1, which is the scene from Scream 1, where Randy's watching the Halloween movie with Jamie Lee Curtis, and he's yelling at the screen, look behind you, right?
Right.
This is kind of crazy. So Mindy's watching that scene, but it's actually Stab 1. It's not, it's the movie in the movie.
It's the movie based off Scream 1.
He's around. What? There he is.
If you were to watch this movie and you're seeing the movie, the Scream 5, and you see Mindy watching the movie, I should say the killer's behind Mindy as well.
Yes. Yes. It's happening again.
So if you were to yell at Mindy, hey, look behind you, like the killer's behind you, like we may say that, right?
Yeah.
You would be yelling at Mindy, who's yelling at the movie Randy, who's yelling at the movie Jamie Lee Curtis, with all having the killers behind him. It's just like crazy, right?
Yeah. Did you like this scene?
It was you mentioned earlier, it was such an Inception moment. I didn't hate it. There were so many layers to it that it was kind of insane.
I did like the layers, but at the same time, it's like, oh, dude, you can't. We've seen it. Like, I don't know. You can't do this again.
See, at this point, though, I was kind of over Mindy. So I was kind of like in her act. I just wasn't into it.
Well, same. That's kind of weird. But it was interesting. We'll give them that.
Yeah. So anyway, she ends up getting ambushed by Ghostface, gets stabbed a couple times, but then Sam shows up, scares Ghostface off. He just like, it actually was kind of funny because Ghostface like sees Sam, and it was like actually one of the first times I feel like Ghostface was just like, I gotta get out of here instead of like attacking. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Can I pause? We gotta go back. Now that you're saying that about the scene with the scene the girl's watching, I don't actually think that was Jamie Lee Curtis. I think that in the movie of Stab, it was people playing a movie of Halloween. So I don't even think that was the real Halloween movie.
You really?
Yeah.
A movie within a movie within a movie.
Because in Stab, they remade Halloween to a fake, their version of Halloween.
Did they?
I'm pretty sure.
So now everyone comes back, ends up coming to this room. So all the people that kind of scattered off, they're arriving. So you're like, who could the killer be, right?
It's got to be one of us.
Yeah, it's someone in this room. So Liv ends up getting accused of being the killer by Amber, to which she says, F you, I'm not the killer.
I'm not the killer. I know.
And then Amber goes, I know, pulls out a gun, shoots her in the head.
Bro. I mean, that shocked me.
That was a good one.
That was a shocking moment because you thought they're going to really like argue back and forth. And there's going to be this, everyone's misleading or whatever. And she's like, no, I'm over it. I'm going to kill you now.
Yeah. And I knew Amber would be the killer. Like she's really good in that part. She has that good crazy vibe to her.
I thought she did a good job. Yeah, she was insane.
Yeah. So at this point, like everyone kind of splits up, and that's when Gail and Sidney show back up at the house. Now, when they arrive, they each take a gun. Again, it's a little much. It's a little much.
I like though what's going to happen here with Amber because she's playing Stu now.
Yeah, true. Okay, so they show up. They each have a gun. They walk to the front door. Amber comes barreling out the front, and she goes, help me, I've been stabbed. Gail and Sidney look at each other.
What do you think? Trap.
It was corny, but I did like it though because they've been through this too much, and it's like, yeah, no, she's bad.
I did like that part.
Yeah.
So Amber, realizing they're not buying it, just says like F it and just shoots Gail in the stomach.
Dude, it was good though. I like that whole scene.
Yeah,
it's
so
fun.
Now Gail's left on the front lawn, and Sidney goes inside and turns into a Delta Force operator.
This part was wild because I'm like, this chick's just blasting away.
Yeah, so it's intense. So she's clearing the house, but instead of like going and opening the door and looking in rooms, she's just taking out the gun and blasting the door.
Well, it's fun because Sidney's had enough. Like she doesn't want to play the game anymore. And she's like, I don't even care who's behind this door. I'm just going to shoot.
Yeah, because he's going to be creeping behind a door.
Yeah.
It's interesting. So anyways, Sidney ends up shooting Richie in the leg on accident because he's hiding behind a door. Interesting.
Yeah.
But she gets ambushed by Ghostface. They crash over the second floor railing onto the first floor, and we have a whole like crawl off to the gun, like who's gonna get it first, right?
Yeah.
Sam ends up showing up, grabbing the gun. Richie comes down, hobbling down the stairs. So now Sam's got the gun on Ghostface. Well, as soon as Richie gets down, boom, liver shot.
Oh, Richie was the killer.
Richie and Amber, the killers.
There it is, guys. Which makes it funny that Sidney shot Richie behind the door because he was Ghostface hiding behind the door.
He wasn't dressed as Ghostface, but it is funny.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we get the motive. Richie reveals nobody's made a good stab movie since the first one. Someone has to resurrect this whole franchise. It's just been still, right?
Yeah.
So Richie explains they're true fans, and it's about love of the movie. So they're doing this killing to give Hollywood some new ideas.
That's the point, right, Amber?
Right, hon? Third act, bloodbath, check.
I mean, they're just fans that love the movie, and I think they met on a fan website.
Well, they met on the Stab subreddit.
There you go.
Which is kind of back to the second Scream where you had that one character with Billy's mom and that guy met on the like a Reddit or something.
Yeah,
too.
well, I don't think it was just a forum back in the day. Yeah, so it's interesting. The killers aren't even tied to anyone at all, other than the fact that they're just fans of the movie.
Well, this is the first Scream film where neither of the killers have a personal motive against Sidney Prescott.
Yeah, it's funny.
They bring Gail into the room. Amber ends up stabbing Sidney in the stomach, so things aren't looking great. Now the killers go to get Tara to like set the whole murder scene. but she's missing. Amber ends up finding Tara's crutch to her face. So Tara like beats her down with a crutch. Not buying it, but sure, that's fine.
Well, again, that's the problem with Amber as being the killer. Sometimes this girl is tiny.
Sidney and Gail end up getting Amber cornered in the kitchen. Like she gets beat down with a crutch. Somehow she gets in the kitchen with them. Sidney smashes a bottle of hand sanitizer all over Amber's face. It's going to be important. Gail then knocks her into the stove, which just so happens to turn the burners on. Then Gail gets a gun, shoots Sidney in the chest for Dewey. But this...
Okay, hold on. Pause. Not Sidney, bro. Not Sidney.
I said Gail gets a gun.
And shoots Sidney in the chest for Dewey.
Okay, let me try
Definitely didn't happen like that.
Okay, Gail gets a gun and shoots Amber in the chest for Dewey.
Yeah. No, if she shot Sidney, that'd be a shocker.
That would be a shocker. So this knocks Amber back into that stove that's lit, lighting her on fire.
Dewey.
Have you seen this before?
No.
Poor Amber. Once upon a time in Hollywood, it's like they say she got the flamethrower.
Oh, I didn't know she was in that.
Oh, yeah, she was. Yeah, she's
I've
one
only
of the
seen that movie
Manson
once.
girls.
Oh, okay. That's funny. And the kill was shocking. It's like, dude, because normally people don't die in these like big ways. So it was cool.
So Richie and Sam ended up going into the upstairs. They end up fighting. They roll down the stairs. They have another crawl up for the knife. And this is where Sam starts seeing Billy, giving her inspiration as she's going to get this knife. Kind of like looking at her, like telling her, like, embrace the killer.
Yeah, like, come on, you know who you are. You can do this.
Okay, so now Richie's like standing over Sam. Sam says, never F with the daughter of a killer. Stabs him through the face.
Oh, man.
And then she goes straight like Ted Bundy, dude. I mean, this is where you're like, okay, she's turned into her father, I guess.
I think we're seeing that there's some deep problems with Sam because Sam goes wild on him. Like, it's not just like, I'm going to save myself by killing the killer to make sure he's dead. It's like, oh, no, I'm actually like enjoying, and the stabbing is brutal.
Do you know how many times she stabbed him?
I thought I saw 21.
21 times. And finishes with a throat slit.
So it's very clear. They're very much leading us down the route that she might be a killer in a future one. It's too obvious.
I don't know. I don't even know if that's true. So if that's not enough, though, she does pop him 3 more times in the head, killing him. All right. So anyways, now killers are dead. Or are they? Are they? Amber comes running out, just like totally burned up. Tara then shoots her in the head, killing her.
And we know in every Scream, they always come back.
They always come back. Movie ends with an ambulance scene. The twins are still alive. Gail wants to write a book on Dewey now. So again, more little fan service there. Sam contemplates if she's going to be okay. As she walks away, she sees the reflection of her father, Billy, giving her the nod of approval. Final thoughts.
Well, and then we're zooming out from Stu's house. And so it's ending, and there's a new reporter in the front. So this is like, again, we're going back to the original. We're ending it in the same but different way.
An unknown number of fatalities.
Okay, we got to talk about it. This house that they're at, all right? This isn't a normal house. This just so happens to be Stu Macher's house from the original Scream.
Where the original one ended, which I thought was so cool, because I didn't realize it at all when you're inside of it. And then when they did that zoom out a little bit, it's like, oh my God, we're back at Stu's house.
Dude, loved it, but hated it.
Oh, hated it. I thought it was really cool.
Here's the problem. You're in an iconic house where these murders took place. Why does Amber live there?
Oh, is that Amber's house?
That's Amber's house.
She's a fan. I don't know.
Nobody realized that Amber lives in Stu Macher's house. These twins these are all friends. They're horror movie fanatics. Their uncle was murdered there or stabbed. No, he wasn't murdered there. He got stabbed there.
Yeah, but maybe they did know that. They just weren't telling the audience yet. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it's that weird. I think it's really cool going back to the house, and especially how we saw a bunch of it and we didn't even know we were in it until they revealed they did the pull out.
I mean, I feel like it would have come up like, hey, dude, maybe we should worry about this Amber chick. She lives in Stu's old house. All right, let's get to the final thoughts.
So being a requel, I enjoyed it better than I would have expected, but it wasn't, man, it's hard. It's hard when they're trying to do like a little bit of a reset, especially when I didn't like the cast that much. We've kind of gone over it all. I did enjoy this as a movie. I thought the kills were good. There wasn't as much, again, like I mentioned earlier, there wasn't much of the Ghostface chasing stuff, which I thought was always kind of fun in it. The killers, I was surprised I didn't see this coming. Overall, as a movie experience, I'd give it like somewhere in the 6s. I'd probably put this at like a 6.5.
Interesting. I have some problems with this movie.
We've
already talked about it. I do think this has got to be like one of the worst written movies out of the whole franchise.
But I think because they had to throw so much stuff in this one. I mean, there's just so much like nods to Wes Craven, and then they have like they're trying to integrate the old with the new and do it in a different way. I think there's just a ton going on.
And they're getting rid of Dewey, like, so it's like they have to like do the fan service stuff. So you get a lot of those scenes. I don't know. I just think like there was stuff missing though. Like,
yeah, but that's where I think you're missing that. I think there's purposefully things missing.
I don't know, dude. Like the mom not showing up drove me insane. I don't like the whole backstory with the fake dad. Like that's the whole Sam's dad is Billy Loomis is kind of like pretty random.
Oh yeah, that was kind of stupid to be
honest. And also in the way that she found it, like she found that journal. So it's like you have that big thing that she finds out her dad's not her real dad, but then it also finds out that her dad is a serial killer.
Okay, let me clarify. I am down with her dad being Billy, but you're right. The way in which she found out I thought was stupid. That whole story was just kind of thrown together.
And not only that, it drives off her real dad, who just disappears. All of a sudden, that's a thing. I thought the characters were emotionless. Like the whole Mindy, she started off being kind of interesting, being the horror girl, but then she just has no emotion to people dying or her brother disappearing. Not concerned at all about it.
Agreed. Yeah.
I don't know. I just thought that was weird. The hospital we've already talked about drove me insane throughout the whole entire movie. There's a lot of the movie that takes place there. Tara and Sam's relationship together, I just thought I didn't like either of them. I just didn't find them interesting. Thought they were kind of boring characters, and they had that whole backstory of like she left, so they're not really that connected. You say it's for other reasons, but I just didn't enjoy it.
100%, they were not interesting to me. Like I'm not like, hey, I can't wait to watch the next one to see these characters again.
The biggest thing that bothered me probably is the fact the Dewey thing. That Dewey went to New York with Gale and then just like was a coward and left and didn't even say anything, just like disappeared.
Yeah, that's not a good way to do Dewey.
I don't want to get too much into it, but the Stu's house thing did bother me too. Like, I feel like they all would have known that it was Stu's house. Like, it should have been a thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't know. Overall, the new characters sucked for the most part, other than a couple that I did actually like. The old characters, legacy characters, I thought were really good. I'm going to give this a 5.2.
That's fair.
The writing bothered me in this one. Not the worst movie. They're still enjoyable. One last little fun fact, okay?
Okay.
David Arquette is a certified Bob Ross painting instructor. He taught several of the cast members how to paint by the legendary artist during film breaks.
And that's Dewey.
Yeah.
That is weird. What? That's a thing? That is weird. So. I mean, I've heard him in interviews. He seems like an interesting dude. He seems nice.
I think he just seems like a good dude.
Yeah, he does.
Anyways,
rest in peace, Dewey.
R.I.P. dude.
Maybe he'll come back. I don't think so, though, because that was pretty brutal.
As a ghost, he could.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, let us know what you guys think.
One more to go, guys. One more Scream and we're done.
Well, we're not done, because then there's going to be one next year.
Yeah,
guys,
we'll be back.
This is just the beginning.
Yeah, and if you guys want to hear us talk about Squid Games, Liver King, some gaming, horror gaming talk, and movies we're going to review, join us for the Afterpod.
Yeah, and if you liked it, hey, we'd appreciate a like. Please leave us a review, dude. We're trying to get those things up on Apple, Spotify. That'd really help.
Yep. All right, guys. See ya.
Bye. Thanks for hanging out.
Bye.